Kinsley's hands trembled as she gripped the steering wheel, the familiar streets of her hometown blurring through the windshield like ghosts from a nightmare she thought she'd escaped. At 28, she was driving back to the place that had spit her out like poison 13 years ago, her father's furious voice still echoing in her mind. "Get out and don't come back until you've fixed yourself." The shock of that night had carved a scar so deep it defined her every decision since, but now, with Tatum's encouragement ringing in her ears, she was here to confront the family that had abandoned her, unsure if redemption or ruin awaited. She parked in front of the old Victorian house, its paint peeling like the facade of their perfect life. Her heart pounded as she stepped out, each footfall a rebellion against the fear that had kept her away. Inside her chest a storm raged. Why now? Why risk the fragile peace she'd built in the city, far from the judgmental eyes of suburbia? But Tatum's words from last night haunted her. "You owe it to the girl they threw away." Kinsley knocked, and the door swung open to reveal her mother, older, frilier, eyes widening in disbelief. "Kinsey? Is that really you?" Her mother's voice cracked, a mix of joy and terror. Kinsley stood frozen, the nickname slicing through her like a blade. She hadn't heard it since that fateful evening when her secret tumbled out during a family dinner, sparked by a careless kiss with a school friend caught on camera. The betrayal from her own sister, who had leaked the photo to save her soul, still burned. "Mom," Kinsley managed, her throat tight. "We need to talk. All of us." They sat in the living room, the same floral couches where she'd once curled up as a child, now feeling like thorns. Her father entered, his face hardening at the sight of her. "What are you doing here?" he demanded, no warmth, just the old authority that had ruled their home with an iron fist rooted in conservative values. Kinsley met his gaze, drawing strength from the years she'd spent rebuilding herself. Therapy sessions, dead-end jobs, and finally, a stable career in graphic design. But the real anchor was Tatum, the woman who'd shown her love without conditions. "I've come to tell you the truth," Kinsley said, her voice steady despite the inner turmoil. "Why am I doing this?" she thought. To heal? Or to hurt them as they hurt me? The room thickened with tension as her sister, Elena, joined them, looking guilty but defiant. Elena, now married with kids, had been the golden child, the one who followed the script. "Truth?" her father scoffed. "You mean that phase you refused to outgrow?" "It's not a phase, Dad. I'm gay. I always have been." The words hung in the air, a declaration she'd practiced 1,000 times but never uttered here. Her mother's eyes filled with tears, whispering, "We thought you'd change." Kinsley felt a pang, pity mixed with rage. How could they cling to that delusion? Society had shifted, but in this house time stood still, trapped in outdated beliefs fueled by church sermons and community whispers. The argument erupted like a dam breaking. Her father accused her of choosing sin over family, quoting scriptures that made Kinsley's stomach churn. Elena defended him weakly, saying, "We were trying to protect you from a hard life." Protect? Kinsley thought bitterly. By leaving me homeless at 15, forcing me to crash on friends' couches, scraping by until I could stand on my own? The pain of those nights, cold and alone, fueled her retort. "You protected yourselves from embarrassment. Not me." As voices rose, Kinsley revealed the letters she'd written but never sent, pouring out the isolation, the suicide attempt she'd survived in silence. Her family listened, faces paling, but denial crept in. "Things are different now," her mother pleaded. "Come home." But Kinsley knew better. Acceptance wasn't that simple. Deep down, she questioned her own motives. Was this confrontation for closure or revenge? The doubt gnawed at her, a moral tightrope where every step risked falling into the abyss of regret. Tatum's face flashed in her mind, the woman who'd pulled her from the darkness. They met at a support group 3 years ago, Tatum's quiet strength drawing Kinsley in like a lifeline. Tatum, with her own scars from a rejecting family, understood the weight of secrets. "Don't go if it breaks you," Tatum had said, but Kinsley insisted, believing truth was the only path to freedom. Now, facing her family's resistance, she wondered if the price was too high. The evening dragged on, accusations flying. Her father stormed out, Elena following, leaving Kinsley with her mother in heavy silence. "I missed you," her mother admitted, a crack in the armor. Kinsley felt a flicker of hope, but it was tainted by years of hurt. As she left that night, promising to return tomorrow, her mind raced. What if they never change? What if I lose the family I never really had? The drive back to the hotel was a blur of tears and resolve, the first battle in a war she wasn't sure she could win. But resolve hardened overnight. Tatum called, her voice a soothing balm. You're brave, Kin. Whatever happens, I'm here. That assurance propelled Kinsley back the next day, ready for round two. This time she brought evidence of her life, photos of her apartment, her work, and subtly, Tatum. This is who I am, she said, laying them out. Her father grumbled, but Elena's eyes lingered on a picture of Kinsley laughing with Tatum, a spark of curiosity or envy flickering. The discussions turned to society's pressures, how their church community had shunned families like theirs. We were scared, her mother confessed. Scared of what? Kinsley pondered. Losing status? Or truly losing me? The hypocrisy stung. They'd chosen reputation over love. Yet, in her heart, Kinsley grappled with forgiveness. Was it weakness or strength? The moral dilemma twisted her insides, each revelation peeling back layers of deception. By afternoon, tempers flared again when her father demanded she repent, for a chance at reconciliation. No, Kinsley fired back. You repent for abandoning your child. The words shocked them all, including her. In that moment she realized the power shift. She wasn't the scared teen anymore. But the victory felt hollow, the emotional toll mounting as tears flowed freely. As the sun set, Kinsley stepped outside for air, her thoughts a whirlwind. Tatum's text buzzed. Proud of you. It grounded her, reminding her of the love worth fighting for. Back inside, the family sat in uneasy truce, the air thick with unspoken regrets. Kinsley knew this was just the beginning. The real confrontations lay ahead, where secrets would unravel and alliances shift. The next morning brought a fragile calm, shattered when Elena pulled Kinsley aside in the kitchen. Why drag this up now? Elena hissed, her eyes darting to ensure privacy. Kinsley sensed the undercurrent, guilt perhaps or something deeper. Because burying it almost killed me, Kinsley replied, her voice low but firm. Inside she battled the urge to lash out. Elena's betrayal had been the catalyst, that leaked photo igniting the family's explosion. Elena shifted uncomfortably, admitting, I thought I was helping. Mom and Dad said it was a sin. Helping? Kinsley thought, rage simmering. By outing me to them, forcing my hand? The memory flooded back. The dinner table confrontation, her parents' faces twisting in horror, the suitcase packed in haste. Elena had watched silently then, but now with her own family, maybe regret had set in. Or was this a ploy to maintain peace? Their whispered argument escalated as Kinsley pressed. You chose them over me. Your sister. Elena's defenses cracked. I was scared too. What if it was contagious or something? The ignorance hit Kinsley like a slap, highlighting the societal poison that had seeped into their home. In America, where progress marched on, pockets of prejudice lingered, especially in small towns like theirs. Kinsley felt the weight of it all. The internal conflict of loving a family that couldn't love her fully. Back in the living room, the full family reconvened. Her father, softer today, asked about her life. Kinsley shared cautiously, mentioning her job, her city friends. But when Tatum came up indirectly, someone special helped me through. The room tensed. A man, her mother hoped aloud. No, Mum. A woman. Tatum. The name dropped like a bomb, silence exploding into chaos. Her father stood, face reddening. You're bringing that here? Into our home? Kinsley held her ground, heart racing. Why does love threaten them so? She wondered. The moral quandary deepened. Was her identity a choice as they claimed or innate, demanding acceptance? Society's debates raged in her mind. Rights won in courts but hearts unchanged. Tatum had faced similar rejection, her conservative parents cutting ties after she came out in college. Their shared pain bonded them, but now Kinsley questioned if exposing Tatum to this mess was fair. Elena interjected surprisingly. Let her speak. Was this support? Or manipulation? The conversation veered into ethics, family duty versus personal truth. We raised you right, her father argued. This is a betrayal. Betrayal? Kinsley seethed inwardly. You betrayed me first. The back and forth wore her down, each word a dagger to old wounds. As lunch approached, Kinsley suggested a walk, needing space. Alone on the familiar paths, she reflected on the costs. The friends lost to her family's influence, the therapy bills, the nights doubting her worth. Tatum's love had healed much, but scars remained. Returning, she found her mother crying in the garden. "I prayed for you every day," her mother said. Kinsley knelt beside her, torn between compassion and resentment. Forgiveness felt like surrender, yet holding grudge poisoned her soul. The afternoon brought more revelations. Elena confessed to her own doubts, whispering about a high school crush on a girl she'd suppressed. "I envied your courage," Elena admitted. Kinsley stared, shocked. So the betrayal stemmed from jealousy? The twist knifed her. Her sister's actions weren't just ignorance but self-preservation. "You could have stood with me," Kinsley said, voice breaking. Elena nodded, tears falling. A moment of raw honesty amid the drama. But her father remained unmoved, retreating to his study. Kinsley followed, demanding answers. "Why can't you accept me?" He sighed, revealing his own upbringing. A strict father, societal expectations. "I thought toughness would save you." "Save me from what? Happiness?" The cycle of pain unfolded, generations of repression. Kinsley saw the tragedy, victims perpetuating hurt. Dinner was tense, small talk masking the storm. Tatum texted support. "You're changing them, even if slowly." Kinsley clung to that, but doubt crept in. What if this visit destroys what's left? The ethical tightrope swayed. Was forcing change worth the fallout? As night fell, she lay awake in her old room, ghosts whispering regrets. The following day dawned with promise, but shattered when a neighbor dropped by, eyes curious. Word had spread. Kinsley's return, the prodigal daughter. Her father bristled, the social pressure mounting. "See what you've done," he accused. Kinsley fired back. "What I've done is live authentically." The confrontation peaked, voices echoing through the house. In the heat, Elena sided with Kinsley unexpectedly. "Dad, times have changed. She's our family." The shift stunned everyone. A crack in the united front. Her mother nodded tentatively. But her father stormed out, leaving uncertainty. Kinsley felt victorious yet empty. The price of truth was fracturing bonds. As evening came, Kinsley called Tatum, voice trembling. "It's messy but real." Tatum's reassurance grounded her. "That's progress." Yet, inwardly, Kinsley weighed the damages. Emotional exhaustion reopened wounds. The story's tension built, decisions looming like shadows. Dawn broke with a phone call from Tatum, her voice a lifeline amid the chaos. "How are you holding up?" Tatum asked, concern lacing every word. Kinsley whispered from the guest room. "Barely. Yesterday was a battlefield." She recounted Elena's confession, the neighbor's intrusion, her father's retreat. Tatum listened, then said, "Remember why you're there, for you, not them." Kinsley nodded to herself, but the internal war raged. Was self-truth selfish if it hurt others? Downstairs, breakfast was silent until her mother broke it. "We want to understand." Kinsley seized the moment, sharing stories of her life post-exile. The struggle for stability, the joy of finding community. But when she mentioned Tatum explicitly, describing their meeting at a pride event, her father interrupted. "Enough. This isn't normal." "Normal?" Kinsley thought, fury rising. Who's normal? Society's evolving norms clashed with his rigid ones. A moral battlefield where love was the casualty. The debate intensified, delving into religion versus rights. "God doesn't make mistakes," her mother ventured. "Then why fight who I am?" Kinsley countered. Elena, emboldened, added, "I've read articles. It's not a choice." The alliance surprised Kinsley. Was Elena awakening or atoning? Deep down, Kinsley questioned her sister's motives. Genuine change, or fear of losing family harmony? As midday approached, a family therapy suggestion emerged. "Let's try," her mother pleaded. Her father resisted. "We don't need outsiders." "Outsiders? Like the daughter you cast out?" The irony burned. Kinsley pushed. "It's this or nothing." The standoff highlighted the stakes: compromise or continued estrangement. In her mind, she tallied the costs: time away from work, emotional drain, the risk to her relationship with Tatum. Afternoon brought a walk with Elena. tensions easing into confession. I married Tom to fit in, Elena admitted. But seeing you, maybe I missed something. Kinsley felt a mix of empathy and betrayal. You sacrificed me for your facade? The revelation deepened the drama, exposing layers of societal pressure on women to conform. Back home they shared this with their parents, sparking more arguments. Her father exploded. You're poisoning her mind. Kinsley stood firm. No, Dad. Truth is. The room crackled with energy, each word a step toward fracture or healing. Her mother mediated, tears flowing. We love you both. But love conditional on silence? Kinsley pondered the ethics. Was demanding full acceptance tyrannical or essential? Evening arrived with a surprise. Tatum's decision to drive down. I can't let you face this alone, she texted. Kinsley's heart soared but anxiety spiked. Introducing Tatum could escalate everything. As she waited, family discussions turned personal. Her father shared a story of a gay uncle shunned decades ago. He died alone. The tragedy hit Kinsley. Was that her fate if they didn't bend? Or his in regret? Tatum arrived at dusk, her presence commanding yet gentle. Introductions were awkward, her father polite but distant. Nice to meet you, he muttered. Tatum smiled. Likewise. Kinsley's told me so much. The undercurrent was electric. Tatum's support emboldened Kinsley, but she sensed the test ahead. Dinner was strained, questions probing Tatum's background, her job as a teacher, her own family estrangement. Why choose this life? Her father asked Tatum directly. Tatum replied calmly. Love isn't a choice. It's who we are. The response hung, challenging his worldview. Elena nodded subtly, her mother thoughtful. But inwardly Kinsley fretted. What if this pushes him further away? The moral dilemma intensified. Protecting Tatum from hostility versus using her as a bridge. Post-dinner, private talks unfolded. Tatum and Kinsley stole a moment outside. They're trying, Tatum observed. Kinsley sighed. At what cost? Tatum's hand in hers reminded her of the love worth the fight. Back inside, Elena pulled Tatum aside, asking questions about coming out. The curiosity signaled shift, but Kinsley watched warily. Trust was fragile. Night deepened with her father approaching Kinsley alone. She's nice, he conceded. But I can't condone it. Kinsley pressed. Condone? Or accept? He hesitated, revealing cracks. Give me time. Time? After 13 years. The impatience clashed with hope. As everyone retired, Kinsley lay beside Tatum in the guest room, thoughts swirling. Progress, but at the price of constant battle. The next day amplified tensions. A church friend called, offering prayers for the family. Her father deflected, but the intrusion fueled anger. See the judgment we face? He said to Kinsley. Because of you. No, because of prejudice, she thought. The confrontation peaked when Kinsley declared, if you can't accept us, we'll leave. The ultimatum hung. A high-stakes gamble. Elena's support solidified. Don't go. We need you. Her mother's pleas joined. Her father wavered, the social pressure mirroring his internal conflict. By afternoon, a tentative agreement. Family counseling. Victory? Or delay? Kinsley felt the weight, the emotional toll on all, the decision's repercussions echoing. As the day closed, Tatum whispered, You're incredible. But Kinsley doubted. Was forcing this right or destructive? The story's crescendo built. Revelations poised to unravel more. Morning light filtered through curtains as Kinsley woke beside Tatum. The warmth a stark contrast to the chill in the house. Downstairs, her father waited, newspaper in hand. We need to talk. Alone. Kinsley nodded, steeling herself. In the study, he confessed. I was wrong to kick you out. But it's hard. Hard. She thought, bitterness rising. Harder than surviving on the streets? The admission was progress yet incomplete, acceptance dangled just out of reach. They delved into his fears. Societal backlash, eternal damnation. I want grandkids the normal way, he admitted. Normal again, Kinsley countered. Tatum and I could have that through adoption or whatever. The idea shocked him, forcing confrontation with modernity. Inwardly she grappled. Push too hard, lose him forever? The ethical balance teetered. each concession a potential betrayal of self. Elena joined, advocating, "Dad, love is love." Her turnaround felt genuine now, spurred by Tatum's influence. But her mother worried aloud. "What will people say?" "People?" Kinsley seethed. "The same ones who gossiped when I left?" The societal mirror reflected ugly truths, conformity over authenticity. Tatum, overhearing, added gently, "People change when families lead by example." The group discussion evolved into planning. Attending a PFLAG meeting. Her father resisted. "That's for liberals," Kinsley insisted. "Or for parents who care." The standoff highlighted the costs, his pride versus her dignity. Deep down, Kinsley questioned her persistence. Was reconciliation worth diluting her truth? Afternoon brought betrayal's sting. Elena's husband, Tom, arrived unexpectedly, eyes narrowing at Tatum. "So this is the lifestyle," he sneered. Elena hushed him, but the damage hit. Kinsley confronted. "Lifestyle? Like your beer and football." Tom backed down, but the tension poisoned the air. Later, Elena apologized. "He's set in his ways." Ways that echoed Dad's, Kinsley thought. The cycle threatened to ensnare another generation. Tatum pulled Kinsley aside. "We can leave if it's too much." But Kinsley refused. "Not yet. I need closure." Tatum's understanding deepened their bond, but Kinsley felt guilt, dragging her into this drama. The moral quandary grew. Protect love, or pursue family healing at its expense? Evening hosted a barbecue, neighbors invited. A test of facades. Whispers circulated. Stares lingered on Kinsley and Tatum. Her father introduced them vaguely. "Old friends." The lie stung. Kinsley corrected loudly. "Actually, Tatum's my partner." Gasps rippled, her father's face flushing. "Why embarrass us?" he hissed later. "Embarrass?" She retorted inwardly. "By being honest." The night escalated when a neighbor confronted. "This town's traditional."
Tatum defended. "Tradition evolves."
Elena supported, surprising Tom. Her father watched, conflicted. As guests left, he admitted, "You stood up. Like I taught you." Irony twisted. His lessons fueled her rebellion. Alone with Tatum, Kinsley broke down. "Is this worth it?" Tatum held her. "Only you decide." The vulnerability exposed her fears, losing everything again. Night thoughts swirled. The price of authenticity. Isolation but integrity. Next day, climax loomed. Family counseling session booked. But her father canceled last minute. "Not ready." Rage boiled. "Then when?" The argument peaked, accusations of stubbornness flying. Elena mediated. "Give him space." But space? After years of silence? Tatum suggested a drive, clearing heads. On the road, Kinsley vented. "I thought truth would free us." Tatum replied. "It does eventually." Back home, a surprise. Her father waiting, apologetic. "I'll go tomorrow." The turnaround shocked, sparked by Elena's ultimatum. "Or lose us all." The session was raw tears, admissions. Her father shared regrets. "I failed you." Kinsley forgave partially. "We both suffered." But full acceptance. Pending. The therapist probed societal influences, moral dilemmas. Kinsley felt hope flicker, but caution remained. Post-session dinner was lighter, stories shared. Tatum bonded with Elena, discussing futures. Her mother hugged Kinsley. "Proud of you." But her father lingered distant. As night fell, Kinsley reflected. Progress at the cost of exhaustive battles. The tension eased slightly, but undercurrents promised more storms. The counseling session's afterglow faded quickly as reality intruded. A week into the visit, Kinsley's boss called, work piling up. "I need more time," she pleaded inwardly, but obligations pulled. Tatum sensed it. "We should head back soon." Kinsley nodded, torn. Leave now, risk unfinished business? The internal conflict peaked. Personal growth versus relational repair. Morning brought confrontation when her father questioned Tatum's influence. "She put you up to this?" Kinsley defended. "No, she supports me." The accusation revealed lingering prejudice, a moral chasm.
Elena intervened. "Dad, listen."
Her advocacy solidified, but Tom grumbled, exposing fractures in her marriage. Kinsley saw the ripple effects. her truth unsettling others' lies. Afternoon discussions turned to future. Holidays, visits. Only if accepted fully, Kinsley stipulated. Her mother agreed eagerly, father hesitantly. But doubt nagged. Was this genuine or performative? Society's gaze loomed church neighbors. Kinsley pondered the price. Constant vigilance against backsliding. Evening hosted a pivotal talk. Seated in a circle, vulnerabilities poured. Her father admitted, I feared losing you to that world. That world? Ours, she thought. Tatum shared her story, humanizing the other. Tears flowed, bridges built. Elena confessed her suppressed feelings. I might be bi. The revelation stunned shifting dynamics, now two daughters challenging norms. Tom reacted poorly, storming out. Elena followed, argument echoing. Kinsley felt responsible. Did I ignite this? The ethical weight crushed, truth's collateral damage. Her mother comforted. Better now than never. But her father retreated, overwhelmed. Night deepened with Tatum and Kinsley packing subtly. Proud of what we've started, Tatum said. Kinsley agreed, but regret lingered. The hurts inflicted, trusts tested. As they lay together, Kinsley whispered doubts. Was coming back a mistake? Tatum reassured. No, a necessity. Final day dawned tense. Breakfast farewell, promises exchanged. Her father hugged stiffly. Visit again. Elena, eyes red from night's fights, whispered. Thank you for waking me. Tom absent, a silent statement. Her mother cried. We love you. Love finally unconditional? Time would tell. Driving away, Kinsley glanced back, heart heavy. The journey home was reflective, Tatum driving, hands linked. You did it, Tatum said. Kinsley smiled faintly. At what cost? The road blurred with tears, realizations crystallizing. Family bonds mended partially, but self-worth solidified. Back in the city, normalcy resumed, but changes echoed. Calls with Elena increased, her exploring identity. Her parents attended meetings, slow progress. But setbacks came, her father's occasional backslides, societal pushback. Kinsley navigated, strengthened by Tatum. Months later at a family reunion, tensions resurfaced. Tom divorced Elena, blaming influence. Her father wavered, but Elena stood firm. This is me. Kinsley supported from afar, the drama ongoing. The choices, prices. Broken marriages awakened souls. In quiet moments, Kinsley reflected on the saga. The shocks, betrayals, awakenings. Love triumphed but scarred. Society evolved, yet personal battles raged. Was forcing family to confront prejudice ultimately the right path? Or did it cause more harm than healing?